So week 4 and week 5 of the trail marathon training, and we've hit a little bit of a snag in the road. So that's Monday done. Did you have a good run? Just some recovery miles, and good job really, because my legs felt absolutely trashed. Tried to keep my heart rate down, although the heart rate monitor, the strap has run out of batteries, I think, because it was very inaccurate. So I've been a little bit AWOL and I haven't updated the weekly vlog. I didn't do last week or the week before. But I'm catching up now. So week 4 and 5, and as usual, I think in any marathon training cycle or any training cycle, there's been some issues. So it's Tuesday and I've just finished my morning run, an easy 10k today. My legs are still feeling really stiff and a bit trashed from last week. It was quite a heavy week. So yeah, just another easy 10k on the flats, just to try and iron out the crinkles, I guess. But other than that, I had to stop for breakfast for the kids, who requested sausage rolls and jam donuts. Not for me, because I've been on my diet, so I'm sticking to a coffee. But yeah, it was a beautiful morning. Really lovely run actually, just listening to a few tunes. Week 4 was a real flat week for me. I was really tired. I had lots of excuses as to why my runs just seemed really flat. So kicking off a hump day Wednesday with a nice tasty little session actually. So it was something called a kickback. So it was warm up, then it was 3 minutes at 10k pace, start your first day, 1 minute recovery, 1 minute fast, faster than 5k pace, and then 1 minute recovery, and then repeat all of that 5 times. No idea how I did. I don't think my splits were that consistent. I got really bad stitch after the 3rd lot, but I've done it and the effort was there, which is what it's all about. And then some tasty little hill sprints to finish. Whew. Ready for breakfast now, fueled by coffee. It was just a flat week, and I think you do get that during marathon training or any training cycle where you're continuously building up mileage and you're continuously training. I had a bad long run, that bad that I actually quit at a half marathon. So I quit at 13.1 miles. So I'm doing my long run on a Friday, straight after the school run. That's organised even for me. But yeah, little walk break 9 miles in. On the trails with the hills, this bit's quite flat. The 13.1 miles took me exactly to the car, and I could not summon the energy or the want to continue to even do less than a mile to finish it and round it up to 14 miles, which I was supposed to do. I just had no interest, and I did stand there with my watch on pause for probably the best part of 15-20 minutes trying to talk myself into finishing the long run. Usually I'll go and do it, I'll get it done, it doesn't matter. That day it just wasn't happening. Anyway, finished off week 4 with a test in the fancy new shoes from Nike. If you click above, you will be able to see my initial impressions of the Nike Tempo Next Percent. I'm not using the full name because it is a hell of a mouthful, and I get tongue-tied about it. I was quite excited to try them. Actually felt really good on the Sunday, finished the week feeling better. So I was, yeah, excited to try them. Took them out on their first spin, and there is my undoing. So obviously you cannot put an injury down to trainers per se, but I said in my initial impressions that the trainers did feel snug. In fact, I used the word snug quite a few times, and I certainly felt it on my left foot more than my right. But anyway, not too much bother. However, the following run, I felt my foot just didn't feel right. It wasn't sitting right in my trainers. This wasn't in the Tempo Next Percent. This was in my usual everyday comfy trainers, just for some easy miles. Just brushed it off. I don't even know. I just brushed it off and thought we'd try again tomorrow. So the following day I was meant to do a session, and my foot felt better in the morning, but I went out and it was pretty clear early on, before I even got to my session, that there was a problem with my foot. It just did not feel right. So I have not run since. Basically what I'm suffering with at the moment is extensor tendonitis. So I have an inflamed tendon at the top of my foot. Pointing no fingers, it's the same foot, it's my left foot, where I had the tightness from the Tempo Next Percent. Now, extensor tendonitis is something that can be irritated by shoes that are too tight. So yeah, I'm currently on the injury bench. Last week there was no running after that. I'm still struggling to walk on it properly. The tendon is still inflamed, although getting better, and I am taking steps to treat it. I have had an x-ray to rule out a stress fracture. I've had stress fractures before, and this is a different kind of pain. I do know that stress fractures don't show up on x-rays, or mine never have. They've only ever showed up when they've started healing. So it's very rare for a stress fracture to show up, but it is a different kind of pain, and actually it's incredibly painful. I've never had this before, but it is painful. So not something that I would wish to get. And I am now over a week into this injury, and it's not a quick healer. It's not just miss a few runs and you'll be back to normal, for me anyway. So what I have been doing in week 5 is trying to be productive. So I've been doing lots of strength training still, or at least strength training where I'm not aggravating my foot, and there's actually a whole heap of strength training that you can do. It's fine during strength training. There's only certain things that I can't do that I feel it in my tendon. I've been cycling as cross training. Again, I don't feel it when I'm cycling, providing that the resistance isn't ridiculously high or I'm not standing on the bike. So being able to cycle is really helpful at the moment. And then I've been doing walking, but not sure I should really be walking because I feel it walking. And I say that the trainers gave me this injury. Well, of course not, I can't say for sure, but it's an injury I've never had before. It's after wearing trainers that didn't feel like anything I've worn before, and it was following trying out the trainers. So who knows, but I have actually taken the decision to send the Tempo Next Percent back. I think once you lose confidence in a shoe, or you think that it's contributed towards something, there's no way that you're going to wear it again, and that's how I feel. I don't feel like they'd offer anything in particular to keep them, or risk trying them again when my foot is healed to then get injured again. I think when you do pick up a niggle or you do pick up an injury during training, we all do the same kind of things. There was the run that I felt it, then there was the tester run just to make sure, and I think this is sometimes the thing that actually tips us over the edge when we're injured. Then there's Dr. Google, and there's looking for what it could be, thinking the worst case scenario, and especially for me, having had stress fractures previously, I didn't want it to be a stress fracture, so looking for every other thing. Although mine was really easy to diagnose, because I have got every single symptom, tick, 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 tick. And from a massage therapist point of view, I knew it was a tendon that was inflamed. Dr. Google can send you absolutely potty, and if there's one thing that I can say to anybody who is injured is to go and see a professional to get a diagnosis ASAP. Because not only do you know what you're dealing with then, you also don't drive yourself absolutely crazy looking at symptoms, looking at this, looking at that. Just get to the point, find out what's wrong, and then treat it. Come up with a plan of how you're going to recover from that injury, and positive steps that you're going to take. So for me, my positive steps at the moment are just to keep cross-training, Cross training is really important, but making sure that you're not cross training in a way that doesn't aggravate your injury. And there usually is something that you can do that won't aggravate your injury. Not really a chirpy vlog this week, and it may well be the end of the trail running series, because the marathon is in 4 weeks, I think. And I think I'm going to be out for at least another week. There's the argument to be had that you can just do it for fun, but it's something that I'm not going to decide just yet. We'll just see how this pans out and see what the next week holds. If it doesn't work out for this trail marathon, and if I do have to sit on the sidelines for this, it doesn't particularly bother me, because there are lots of other races and goals that I want to aim for, and stuff that I want to work on over the winter. So that's it from me this week. Kind of wrapping up 2 weeks vlog into one. Hopefully I will be back with some more positive news, and if not, there will be the next goal. Anyway, I would love to know in the comments if you've got any tips for people that are injured, coming back from an injury, any positive little tips that we can all share to make sure that if you are injured or you're coming back from an injury, it's not all doom and gloom. There are good things to be had from it, apart from not running. Also, running isn't everything, and as much as it is a massive part in my life, in our life as a couple, as a family even, it's not everything. There are things away from running, and I think sometimes it takes an injury or a little setback to make you realise that there are other positives that you can be doing, there are other things that need your attention, and other things that give you purpose away from the trainers. So that's been quite good to catch up with. So that's it from me. Please do give a thumbs up to this video if you've enjoyed it. I can't say actually you'd have enjoyed it because it's quite depressing. But anyway, maybe you will. Or please do subscribe. There are lots of exciting things coming up on this channel, including a new series which I am really excited to share with you all. It's currently in the process, it's in the pipeline, and I think it's something that you will all enjoy, but news on that to be revealed very shortly. Other than that, happy running and stay safe.